Good afternoon, I'm Malcolm Jordan and this is your Midday News Fix for Thursday the 20th of June. New Zealand is officially out of technical recession. Just released figures from Stats NZ show GDP rose 0.2% in the 3 months to March, as well as rising 0.2% in the year to March. Here's business reporter Michael Sergel.
Today's figures follow two consecutive quarterly contractions. Economists had been divided on where the figure would land, with Westpac, BNZ and Kiwibank predicting a contraction, and ANZ and ASB picking a slight expansion. The Reserve Bank says the growth outlook for the rest of the year is slightly more positive.
State Highway 1 is expected to stay closed for several hours in Marlborough at the top of the South Island after a fatal crash. 1 person's died and 3 are in hospital with serious injuries after the collision between a van and a truck near Grovetown. The highway's closed between State Highway 62 and Doddston Street. Labor is accusing the government of ignoring official advice on lowering benefit numbers. An Official Information Act request released to Newstalk ZB shows staff recommended a focus on employment and setting a target measured by people who leave the benefit for work. Minister Louise Upston noted that wasn't her preference, and the government announced a goal of reducing job seeker numbers by 50,000 by 2030. Labor Social Development spokesperson Carmel Cepoloni suggests that Upston isn't interested in positive outcomes.
She is more focused on trying to push people off benefit and has no regard for what that might mean and whether they will be better off.
The nurses' organisation says they weren't consulted on a move to not match graduates into their nursing workforce. The union claims Health New Zealand is freezing the employment of graduate nurses into the hospital system to cut costs and address budget issues. Spokesperson Paul Golter says the country has a critical need for New Zealand trained nurses.
What appears to have been announced is Te Whatu Ora is not able to offer all of the graduate nurses guaranteed and supported roles within Te Whatu Ora, the hospital system.
But Health New Zealand says there's no pause on the recruitment of graduate nurses. A spokesperson says they'll continue to employ them, focusing on the areas where there are vacancies. Frustration from locals at Golden Bay's Takaka after an application's been submitted for a fast-track gold mine consent near New Zealand's largest freshwater springs, Te Waikato Pupu. 3 decades after the Bain family were murdered, David Bain is now in his 50s and living a quiet life with his family in Waikato. He was acquitted of killing his parents and 3 siblings after spending 13 years behind bars. Longtime supporter Joe Karam exclusively told the Front Page podcast Bain and his family are living in New Zealand.
His wife has a very, very good job, is highly respected, and they built a great life for themselves. They've got 2 children who are doing exceptionally well. They've got great support network in the community where they are.
To sport, a 1-1 Group A Euro 2024 football draw between Scotland and Switzerland has kept both sides alive at the tournament. The Highlanders have lost their attack coach to Argentina after just 1 Super Rugby season. Kendrick Lynn has linked up with Argentina's national side in a similar role ahead of their 2-test series against France early next month. And the bus will remain parked at Moana Pacifica. Former All Black Julian Savia has re-signed with the franchise for the next Super Rugby season. I'm Malcolm Jordan. That's your latest news fix. We'll be back with the next update at 5 p.m. from the Newstalk ZB newsroom.